Hello and welcome back to my garden. The gardening season started later than previous years. In March it was finally time for my hellebores to shine. Over the years I've collected a lot of different varieties and they have become a bit of an obsession. I just love these gorgeous flowers that bring me so much joy at the end of the dark winter months. Near the kitchen window I have a small table filled with spring flowers like primroses and daffodils. On the terrace I filled the pots with spring flowers in whites and pale yellows. Hello and welcome back to my garden. It has been such a long time, but today I'm going to give you a garden tour. So let's start here in the corner with my little table, and it is packed with spring bulbs and spring flowers. I really like these ones. These are some primulas or primroses, and I love this beautiful apricot color. I've never seen it in these colors, so really love them. Double flower, a bit ruffled. There's another one here, and this one is a little bit more pale pinkish. Really beautiful. And then I have some daffodils. These are bridal crown. They have an absolutely wonderful scent. Behind it there are these wallflowers, also in a pale white yellow tone. There's some snake's head fertilities that almost start to flower. I have an evergreen fern. This one is called Herrenhauser. This is the old foliage. I need to cut it back and then new shoots will start to appear. And then I have some terracotta pots on my terrace filled with violas. These have been flowering since October. Planted them in October in these pots and they kept on flowering during the winter. So they always do very well. I have some more over here beneath the table. It's also packed with all sorts of flowers. And then between the box domes I have my Hellebores. These are double Ellen varieties, double Ellen pink. And they have these gorgeous flowers. Really love those. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Can have a better look. Look how beautiful these are. As many of you probably know from my previous videos, I absolutely adore hellebores. Look at the garden. It is packed with hellebores here between the box domes, but also at the back I have quite a large collection of hellebores. And in between the box dome I planted some ivy. I really love that, so that you don't see the soil, and it prevents the flowers from getting muddy when it rains. So I really like that. And there's some snowdrops in between and some snake's-head fritillaries here as well. And then on the terrace I have some more pots filled with spring bulbs. My spring bulbs are quite late this year. Maybe it's because I planted them a month later than usual. Usually I plant them in October, and this year I planted them in November. It was quite late, so maybe that's why they're a little bit late than usual. These are called Ice King daffodils. Really love these double pale yellow flowers. When they get older, they turn towards more creamy white, but they start a little bit more yellow, like these ones. Really, really pretty. And then I combined it with the wallflowers in the same color. And my violas. I think it's a really lovely combination. Just look at these gorgeous flowers. I think they look really, really pretty. And in the corner of my terrace, I've planted some daffodils that were from previous years. Some are already 3 years old, and I wasn't sure if they would repeat flower, so that's why I planted them in these boxes. And I really like these ones. These ones are called Manly, also in the pale yellow, white, really beautiful, large double flower. Absolutely stunning. And over here in this corner I have a variety called Acropolis. It's a double white one, with a splash of orange. Really love these ones. And I'm quite happy that they repeat flowering. I wasn't sure. Last year was the first time that I grew them, so I'm really pleased that they do quite well for a second time as well. So this is a bit of an overview of the garden. In the back the wooden bench, but here in the front the boxwood topiary and lots of hellebores. Alongside the path, the white tulips are popping up, a variety called Hakun. I haven't planted these this year, so these are the ones from previous year. So yeah, most of them have flowers, not all of them popped up, but yeah, I think they do quite well for a second time. I'm not sure if the flowers are just as big as the first year, but yeah, we'll see. There's lots of forget-me-nots popping up here as well. Really love these blue little flowers. And then I also have a perennial. This is a Brunnera, and they look a bit like forget-me-nots. But this is perennial, so they return every year. And they have this lovely foliage that I really like. So in summer, they have these beautiful big leaves. And I think they do quite well with the white roses. So behind the box domes there's a small border with lots and lots of hellebores. Many of them already finished flowering. You can still see a bit of the color from this flower. This one is called Diana. And I have a dark one here. Not sure what that one is called. And these are the white ones that I really like. Let's see, this one is still fine. This one is called Cinderella. Really, really beautiful flower with these dark spots. And I have a sort of a black variety, but that one finished flowering. And over here, beautiful double pink one. And here's a more darker one. That one is called Ruby something. Forget the name. Here's one of my favorites. This is also a double Ellen pink, but a really beautiful soft pink flower. This is a single flower, but a very large one, and that one is called Spotted Beauty. These beautiful dark pink spots. Between my roses, I already sprinkled some dried cow manure. So they forecast some rain later today and coming days. So yeah, this can degrade and improve the soil and feed the roses for spring. On this side I have another hellebore, a beautiful double one. This one is called Tiana. Really dark purple red color. Really, really beautiful. So let's go to the vegetable garden. There's not much going on at the moment, vegetable-wise, but I have some of my spring bulbs here in pots, ready to go into the terracotta pots once they start flowering. Lots of daffodils and some tulips. And behind it I have my peas. They're not quite large. This is my third batch of peas that I've sowed. The previous ones were all eaten by mice. And in my tents I have my agapanthus stored for winter. And I already potted up some dahlias. So they're nice and warm and snug here. As you can see, we already pruned the two left trees, but the one on the right still needs to be pruned. But yeah, unfortunately we have to wait a little longer. because just above the bench in the jasmine there's a pigeon sitting on eggs. So yeah, we have to wait for that to be finished and then we can prune that tree as well because we don't want to spook the pigeon. So before we go to the bench, I'm going to our messy area. Where I have many more spring bulbs, mostly daffodils, but also a few tulips. And there's some primroses in this corner. These are the ones that I had on my table last year and I placed them in the garden and they do quite well. And here's my little polytunnel with loads and loads of dahlias potted up, and hopefully they will start to sprout and then I can plant them into the garden somewhere in May or June. And I've got more dahlias here. As you can see, dahlias is another one of my obsessions besides the hellebores. So I keep them in this polytunnel because here they can stay dry because we always have very wet weather in spring, in winter as well. And yeah, the tubers might rot. They don't like sitting in wet soil, so this prevents him from getting too wet. And hopefully a little bit warmer, but we can get still some frost during the nights, so then I might have to cover them with some fleece. So let's go to my favorite area, the wooden bench area with the box domes. They already start to grow again, really lovely. And then I have more hellebores in this garden as well at the back, and lots and lots of alliums are popping up. I didn't realize that there were still so many of them in the soil because I had to dig up all the dahlias that were planted here and I didn't come across lots of alliums, but apparently they're still there. And behind it here at the back I still keep a pile of leaves because there are some toads and bumblebees that seek shelter in between the leaves. More daffodils here waiting to flower. There are a few ones here already, and this one is called Petit Four, one of my favorites. These are ones that I kept from last year or even 3 years, I think. But they're not performing that well this year. These are some hellebores that I planted last year. It's a beautiful apricot one called Ashwood. And I have some white ones. They're more green now, but they start white. Really beautiful. See if I can still find a white one. This one at the back maybe. No, this is a... I think this one's self-seeded. It's an in-between. But these are... they start white. It's a double white one called White Ball. And then they turn into these beautiful green flowers. And over here I have still one flowering. This one is called Anique. So I think the one in the back is some hybrid. Some cross between the two. This is a yellow-green variety called Lucretia. have a really beautiful one over here. I think it's quite special. Bought that one last year as well. This one is called Emerald Edge Delight. Green pinkish flower. Look at that flower. Absolutely stunning. And all the way up there, I don't know if you can see it, but that's where my pigeon is, sitting on a nest. So I have to keep a bit quiet here and yeah, just wait with pruning of this tree once it's off its nest. I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. Thank you so much for watching. And the next time when I do a garden tour, I hope that there will be many spring bulbs in flower.